It's the Volleyball Dad Podcast. We back at it, y'all. We told them we getting on this rotation back again, and the season kicked off. We had uh everything started. But once again, I'm here with the fabulous one and only Dane.
It's good.
Right. What's up? It's Virgin Day once again. We're gonna chatting up a little volleyball this week as we start getting our rhythm back.
Yeah, man.
After these holidays and stuff coming up. So we'll hear you for listening pleasure. We know everybody's coming off a break, and so are we, but volleyball just started and has started in a couple weeks. So everybody getting the dust shut off. And let's start, man. I wanted to start talking about this weekend we just had with a couple of big tournaments associated with ABCA First Serve.
Yeah, first serve, man.
Uh, so I checked out a few games. Of course, we had one of our games going on at the same time on Friday. We played high school volleyball around here. So a few of y'all were there. But so I missed the Nebraska game. And honestly, I have a chance to go back and look. But I heard, and you can tell us, Dane, that Nebraska looked really good. But
Yeah, I
what are
mean
your thoughts,
for the
brother?
first game of the season and only, practice beginning on July 31st. It looked like they've been in the gym for a while, man. They got a lot of pieces, man, and it's no drop off. Um, a well-oiled machine, I mean, really the way it looks, you got to catch them on a bad day, and it happens. I mean, because you know, you can see that Pitt had some new pieces.
Right.
Got a new setter, and then obviously losing Stafford on the outside to Texas, and
Right.
then they got a new libero. So it was night and day. I mean, it was the first set was really competitive. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and how it goes. You make a couple of mistakes here and there. So the first set was close. Second set,
Yep.
not so much.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next two sets, yeah, well, Pitt did take a set off of them, but
Yeah. So I missed that game. I don't know if they did, but I know that from what I've heard, and I have to go with some of the things I've been hearing from folks that they really look, like you said, pretty sharp.
yeah, like
Um,
I mean, their defense was great. I mean, floor defense, the blocking. Um, Andy Jackson had a career high 8 blocks. Um,
mhm.
yeah, it just everything was clicking on all cylinders, man. Landfair played. I mean, the whole team played well. I mean, sets were there.
And the new coach, I think
I
was
mean,
interesting too. I think she's putting a stamp on what Nebraska volleyball is going to look like too. So it's going to be
I
kind of
mean,
interesting.
basically what you're getting, you got a program that gets all the kids that want to go, and so you got a highly competitive gym in practice, and
Hmm.
unfortunately, you know, everybody can't. Only six get on the floor. She mixed it up though. She
Hmm.
used her bench for the
Hmm.
most part, and they well-oiled machine, and they came right back against Stanford, man, and it was man. I mean, and Stanford's young. Like Stanford, I mean, they got a couple of upperclassmen, but they're pretty young.
Yeah.
Because Stanford, well, I'm jumping ahead of ourselves, but I guess because we were talking about Nebraska.
We talking about yes, and so we'll wrap up there. But you know what I was impressed with? So and Nebraska looked good from what I hear itself. I did catch the Florida game. And I don't like to just highlight these Texas young ladies, but Miss Augusta
Yeah,
looked really good. Jayla
yeah,
Augusta, she looked really good, dog. She looked really
hmm
good.
yeah. And speaking of Texas, you think about the young lady Jordan Bird who transferred from Texas,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
goes to show. I mean, it's a perfect example of talented kids,
Yeah.
you know, going somewhere else and getting an opportunity, and
Yeah.
now you got everybody in the forums like, why wasn't she playing? Why didn't she get an opportunity?
Exactly.
I mean, and you're gonna always get that, man. That's the crazy part about it. But the old saying goes,
Uh-huh.
another person's trash is another person's treasure. So, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
she went, she worked out, and they took Pitt down. They played Pitt as well. So they
Hmm.
lost to Stanford, but it was a good
Yeah,
match.
they lost Stanford. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't knock off Stanford. I was going to talk about how good they played too. They did play well. It's just that I'm just starting to look at some of this young talent coming through and seeing some of these young
Yeah.
girls. And us being in Texas and you being in Texas, we've seen some of these young ladies up close,
Yep.
and it's good to start seeing them shine at the next level. But you just see how good they really have become.
It's just get opportunity. They can all play, so it's just a matter of getting the
Yeah,
opportunity. Man. Right, you're the right
yeah,
place, right fit, and when you get your opportunity, you take advantage of it. It's the quirky thing, like it's like you got to stack your opportunities, right? You get in,
right,
make a play. You get in, you make another play, and as you continue to make plays, you know, confidence builds up, and next thing
right.
you helping your team, play at a very high level, and that's what it's really all about.
Hmm.
Like I said, it was some really really good games. I mean, obviously they played all weekend, and then
Yep.
came back last on Monday night and played as well. Um,
Hmm.
let's see, Pitt played Nebraska first, and then they backdoored and played Stanford. Not Stanford, I'm sorry,
Hmm.
Florida.
No Stanford.
And Florida
Yep.
took care of business against them. And like you say, Jayla
Hmm.
played extremely well, Jordan Bird. And here's the thing about Florida. Like one of their starting outside hitters, because she had surgery on her shoulder a couple of years ago. So this is her first really go at it, and she's not really swinging yet. So just imagine
Oh
how
man.
dangerous they're going to be. Um, you know, when because I mean she had to do a lot of push and a lot of tips, but she passed really well. I mean, she passed over a two. As Kira Hudson, she's out of Chicago. So I mean, all these teams got a lot of talent.
A lot of
Um,
times, especially at the top. Yeah, the crest went
yeah,
there as well, and
and
Stuckey's back too, center. So and I
I
know
mean, she
she's
got
got
back
some
last
proof.
year, and they got
Uh,
another talented. I mean, she got back last year, and she
well,
is.
yeah,
Everybody was wondering how they were going to replace Martin. And they
yeah.
got a foreign kid that looks good. Both of them is Roth played well as also in the middle, so they're solid there for the next 3 years because those kids are just sophomores. And then,
Hmm.
but man, Bird, she did her thing. I know she's happy. Like I said, she actually got the MVP of that Stanford game. She did really, and
Hmm.
she made some key plays at the end because it was tight, which goes back to show how lethal Nebraska is, man, because they handle
Yeah,
Stanford like
yeah.
pretty,
They went 3-0 Stanford.
yeah, yeah, and it
Yeah.
was and another Texas kid, Ali Check, did well against Stanford. She transferred in
Hmm.
from Baylor, um, and then you got on what was that Sunday? We nearly had an upset, right? Um,
Yeah,
yeah, Vanderbilt took Kansas to 5, man, and I was telling someone the other day, I said that's the scariest team to play because they can play
yeah.
loose. Their
They
new
can.
program, they have absolutely nothing to lose because
Nothing,
no
nothing
expectation.
to lose.
So that's
And they played well too. And
yeah, that's what I'm
just
saying.
was
Extremely
another
well.
Texas process. Reese and Sean. I heard her name the whole. I think all, especially sets 2 and 3. She
Yep.
really showed a lot. I think she faded toward 5, but she really played well to a point where I was surprised. Once again, these are like say Texas young ladies I've
Hmm.
seen so often. So to see them at this next level and play, and for Vanderbilt program, and I
Yeah.
think you agree with this too, that we didn't know what to expect. A lot of young new talent,
I knew they would be
and
competitive because
they
they got a lot of
held on. I
talented
mean,
kids.
they still didn't win, but they held it. Taking Kansas to 5, and you can argue whether or not. I'm not sure how good Kansas is. That's just me, just looking the eyeball test on them. But the fact is that you still took a top program with some experienced players to 5, and
Yeah,
we'll see how Kansas floods in the Big 12 too.
they got a new coach and a lot of new pieces too.
Yeah,
First, and that's the thing, like that's why we're so like Nebraska is like what I mean because
yeah,
they look like a well-oiled machine, and it
right.
again each matchup is different because people match up differently. But the way they played both of their games, it's like, okay, it's them, and then it's everybody else. And then because
Everybody else, yeah,
even
right, yeah, yeah. I have to change my prediction, boy. I was talking about Penn State, But boy, that Nebraska team,
Yeah,
and like I said, I haven't put eyeballs on them yet, but from what I've heard and listened from you, and I trust you as a volleyball guy,
hey man,
that Nebraska team looks pretty tight.
only people beating them is them. Like
Yeah.
they just got to have an off night. Like if
Hmm.
they're so deep and there's no drop off. Like I said, the Pitt game, the right side from Italy started,
Hmm.
and then the Stanford game, Ali Check, the transfer from Baylor, started on the
Yep.
opposite. So
Yep.
and it literally no like zero drop off. Then they're
Zero
running
drop
the
off.
middles.
And you still got Harper Murray.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then like they're all Sigler's passing. Telfair,
Hmm.
everybody, kind of been giving her some, but she played well, blocked well,
Hmm.
kills, like it looked like the former Big Ten player of the year that she was a few years
Right.
back. Man, like I said, if they rolling, just because they got so much at every spot, it is what
Hmm.
it is. But as
Hmm.
we saw last year, things happen.
These things
Um,
happen because, yeah.
I'll tell you because Kansas rebounded and took Penn
Hmm.
State to five. But the thing about Penn State is they always find a way to win. Like they were
Yeah.
down last year to Nebraska and they did a reverse sweep. Now obviously they
Hmm.
lost key players, Jess Mercick
Right.
and
Yeah.
Cameron Hanna. So you're replacing them, but then you bring in Kennedy Martin from Florida, and then
Hmm.
you move Jared Vicious over from the right to left. And the game I watched last night when they played against Kansas, Jared Vicious,
Hmm.
who ended up getting the MVP, who's now on the
Hmm.
left, who's used to playing on the right, didn't miss a beat. And so if they're going to bring that, we can just say, okay, well, they had a tough start first game. They'll still be in the
Hmm.
mix when it's all said and done because they got a setter probably top one or two setters in the country. Won the national championship last year as a
Right.
freshman. Really runs that offense. The biggest thing is
Hmm.
that these kids got to why Nebraska is so good because they're so balanced, and
Yeah.
these kids got to remember if you play balanced, that way you can't just sit on one person because they know they're going to them. You're hard to beat, but the other kids got to step up, and that's what they
Yeah.
did. Like Penn State ate in the middle because of that, because they were thinking they're going to Martin and Jurevicius ate as well. Selman, she had her moments, but when she kept going back to it, she struggled a little bit, but she played well. So they'll be expecting a lot out of her. But man, it's exciting. Then you had A&M in Minnesota, and
Yeah. Yeah.
A&M,
And A&M, another one
and
that played well.
listen,
You know,
they're gonna be in the
Logan,
mix,
man.
man. Like I said, I mean, they play balanced as well, and they got Stowers who came in from Baylor.
Yeah.
Um, then you got Helmuth, then you got, like you said, Lednicki. Then you got the two middles that play extremely well, Casapala,
I
um,
mean,
and Perkins.
just going back to just Logan Linnecke, boy, she, I think she had like 22. I mean, it was a show too, as well.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
said,
I
I
mean,
thought Reese Anderson put on a good show for a freshman coming at Vanderbilt. I think she had probably about 16, 17 kills, maybe something like that. But you look at also Logan, right, who
mhm.
is just bringing it for Texas A&M. You're right. I think that's going to be interesting because I'm looking at Texas A&M rivalry. I'm trying to figure out who's been.
So Texas. I think Elliott's probably gonna he's gonna play three of his five freshmen that came in from the number one class. So Spears, Vanderwall, and Harvey. Harvey plays the
Yep.
middle. It looks like he's gonna play Spears on the opposite, and then Vanderwall will be the other outside hitter with Torrey Stafford. So I
Hmm.
think what he's doing is gonna probably put them into the mix early, let them get that
Yep.
experience in big moments,
Hmm.
in big arenas and stuff like that. And,
Yep.
they'll be in the mix in the SEC along with Kentucky, um, Florida.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Um,
interesting. And you're right, man. It's back to some of these early games, right? So Texas is going to play. I think Creighton this weekend, but
they
and
got
Kentucky
Creighton and
plays
Wisconsin.
Nebraska this weekend
Kentucky's
as
playing
well. They play.
Nebraska.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got
So
the It's called the the Battle on Broadway, a block party on Broadway. So you got Kentucky and Nebraska playing.
Nebraska, yeah.
You got Tennessee and Purdue playing, and then you got Vanderbilt and Illinois playing. So Nashville's going
Hmm.
to be crunk. Yeah,
Yep.
it's going to be big again. So you got another big weekend in volleyball. Then you got
Yep.
the tournament up in Wisconsin, where you got Creighton in Wisconsin. I mean Creighton in Texas playing, and you got Wisconsin
Yep.
and Kansas
Wisconsin's
playing.
playing in
Kansas.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I
Hmm.
mean, so
And then Texas is going to play Wisconsin.
yep. And yeah, I think that's Sunday because they play
They play
Friday.
on that. No, yeah, they play Sunday. Yep, you're right.
Yep. So, you know,
Yep.
people are jumping out the gate early. I think a lot of coaches are wanting that. They want to, like I said, their teams to kind of know where they are.
Good for
So,
recruiting, man. It's good for recruiting just to show early what these teams can do and that they're going to play top
yeah,
talent, right?
yep,
Because at the end of the day, you want to play some of the best. It's just like out, we can take it into football or other programs. When you look at, this weekend is going to kick off by the time y'all see the show. This weekend
yeah,
will kick off with. Think about what's going on in college football. We get Texas playing Ohio State in football,
out the
but then,
gate,
like I said,
out the
we
gate.
got the volleyball out the gate. We've had last week was
Yeah.
tough rivalry. Then you still got
Coming
back
back the
this up
following
again
week.
with Nebraska,
Yeah,
Kentucky, Wisconsin, Texas,
yep,
Creighton in the mix with Tech. I mean, it's another good weekend for volleyball. So for you
absolutely.
volleyball fans and like us, who these dads out here watching this for the first time and showing their daughters are playing, we
Yeah,
see the competition, man, that is going. But I agree
exciting,
with you,
man.
man. I think still Florida looks good. I'd be like to see how they come out through the SEC, but Nebraska, like I said, I got to put eyeballs on them again. But so far, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, they're looking really good
Hey, man.
as well.
Like I said, man, they're man, they're like I said, they literally got a whole nother team on the sideline that could be extremely competitive. That's like, and that's no BS. And again,
Mm-hmm.
they interchange players, and there's literally no drop off. Like, man, the
Mm-hmm.
middles are playing at a high level, both of them. Like I said,
Yep.
Rebecca Alec got player of the game in the Stanford game. The other game before, Andy Jackson got it. So she's running her middle, so you don't know how you're going to be hit. She's running her middle, so the outsides and the opposites are eating. Then
Right.
they got the big with Murray and
Mm-hmm.
Sigler. I mean, man, Murray had one, man. She caught, and she's like, "Hey, ask the girl, was she all right, man?" She came from the back row and
Yeah.
clocked the libero, like,
Yeah.
man, and showed great sportsmanship again, just to make sure she was okay. I mean, that team, man, is it's something to watch, man. It's beautiful volleyball too, man. Like, 'cause, you watch a lot of games and it can be a little sloppy and stuff like that. And it was surgery. It
I
was
mean,
surgery.
and you're right. It's like they've been playing. And I think maybe the new coaches feel like maybe she's got a lot to prove. So it'll be interesting to see.
I
But it's going to
mean,
be very good volleyball this weekend because these teams, not everybody's starting to play.
yeah,
The MEAC is going to play, the SWAC is going to play.
everybody's playing.
Every,
Yeah.
everybody's
Friday
playing.
night
So
is the open for
everybody's
everybody
playing.
else who didn't play last week.
Everybody. So if your baby out there for the play, we go shout out to you. Shoot us some highlight reels on X, and we go repost it.
Yeah,
Send us a DM as well. Speaking of
yeah.
which, I forgot to make sure everybody knows Volleyball Dads Podcast at gmail.com is how you can reach us on email. And of course, we're on YouTube, so as Dane posts our video. And we're on X at V-Ball Dads. And of course, on IG and we also tap into volleyball moms on Facebook. Thanks for the shout out to volleyball dads, you volleyball moms. And heck, yeah, we want volleyball mom to come on the show. Come on, you
Yeah.
just can't dominate the show.
Hey, you're not
But
in that
yeah,
volleyball
man.
moms group, are you?
Yeah, we're that volleyball moms group, man. Hey, we'll allow one come on. We got to take volleyball moms one at a time. No, we love y'all, volleyball mom. We'll be here without y'all. So, but yeah, man. So I want to know this though. We talk about these top teams and who's over. I just want to get your opinion on who's overrated. Who you
Can't say
think is
yet.
overrated right now?
Talk to me in about 3 weeks.
I know some
I,
preseason
so
analysis of who
so
you think is a
okay,
little bit.
we
Well,
missed
I
one.
should say overrated. Maybe it's too early, right? To say overrated. How about that? It's going to be where you think that they're going to eventually shake it. I mean, I'm interested to see what Wisconsin does this weekend. You're right. You're right. You need to look at this weekend to see how good some of these other teams are that are
Yeah,
just now going to hit the rubber.
I think that definitely will be an interesting one because they got some new pieces as well. You know, they lost Sarah
Yeah.
Franklin, so they got
Yeah.
Mimi Collier that came over from Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
They were banking on the young lady, Grace Lopez, but she got injured her ACL, so on the opposite. But then they got Grace Egan from Ohio State who played well in their exhibition. Um, and they got a freshman, Madison Quest. And of course, they're returning their setter, and they got their middles. They got a middle who transferred in from Baylor. So I mean, and they got a good coach. So
Yeah.
they'll be
Yeah. Yeah.
solid. But again, it's this is the first test Friday. Um,
Yeah.
TCU beat SMU. Um,
Yeah.
so you know what I mean? Like, so,
Wow, man, put together a little, I mean, a pretty good program, but it's interesting, yeah. Maybe we looking then, right? TCU, what's SMU gonna do this year, right?
I
That's
don't
gonna be
know.
maybe one of the
I mean,
questions.
they got some
What are they gonna
talent.
do? They
They,
got talent, and they got a lot of pieces they put together. So maybe it's gonna take them a little time, right?
yes. So I don't. That might have been an exhibition game. I need to look. I should have looked.
It's not. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's SMU got
That was
because
an exhibition.
it was a scrimmage, so it
Okay.
doesn't count,
So it
right?
doesn't
You
count.
played with the
Yeah,
roster a little bit.
yeah.
You're gonna
You
know
crystal right.
something, coming out the gate. They actually start, I think, this week with LSU, if I'm right, Friday too. So
Yeah,
that would be a good one because I think they're traveling to LSU.
they are.
So that'll be another good game because I'm also interested to see what LSU gonna do this year.
They picked up a pin from Ole Miss that
Hmm.
made all conference to go with Journey Robinson. So they have some talent in their middles. Um, they're going to be. Like I said, I think the SEC will probably go about to make the tournament. You probably got 9 teams. I think they had 8 or 9 last year to get in. I think you'd probably
Hmm.
be looking at that again. League's going to be highly competitive. Like so, you don't know what to expect from Vanderbilt. They may even sneak in, man. Those kids, like I
Yeah,
said,
I mean, th-
they, they
they
played.
they they
They
play
took the
well. They
first
could
step.
sneak in.
Hey man, they took Kansas to 5. You know, no
But
matter how
like I
you.
said, I get back to no offense against Kansas, the Kansas team in Chile. I'm not sure how good Kansas is compared to last year rankings. And I only say that because when I looked at them against the Vanderbilt team, was pretty new. I thought the Vanderbilt team held their own really well. Now,
They
of
did
course, fifth set,
right.
Kansas just took off, right? Yeah. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I wonder how good Kansas is this year. And that's like I
I
said, not
mean,
to knock them.
they took
We'll
Penn
know.
State to 5, so they're going to be. They got a 6-7 opposite.
Yeah.
Um, he made a. It's funny because his setter he brought over from Oregon. He didn't. He went with the senior against Penn State, and Dalton played extremely well. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't know how that's going to shake out.
Yeah.
I mean, these coaches, like I said, when you got so much talent and the pressure to
It's
win,
early. They're trying to figure them out. You
yeah, I
know,
mean,
injuries could play a big part, as we know,
oh, it always
throughout the
does.
season.
That's
So
always prevalent. I mean, it's
yeah,
you know, you get to see some things, you get to look at some things, and the coaches, with some players they got longer leash than others, and so kids that messes with kids' confidence. But you got to again, you got to stack your plays. Hey, you make one good
yeah,
play, then you make another good play.
right.
Um, I'm just excited about it because, like I said, we saw some good volleyball. I
That's
was
good
locked in,
volleyball. Yeah, and I
but I
still
couldn't miss.
believe from watching high school volleyball and college that passing becomes such a important factor in
Oh,
all this is now done. Look,
you
people
first
understand
contact is
passing.
everything. Serve
Yes,
receive. Oh, it's
passing.
everything.
Oh, serve, receive, everything. Because the ball is coming, and some of these young ladies lightning quick, but being able to dig that ball, pass, and being in the right spot, these liberos, DSs as well. that's an important aspect of it. I think people just don't really appreciate, when you look at, well, why is this person running way out of bounds? But yeah, passing. And if you're not passing well, it shows. Pitt and other places that, you see where they had to work on passing a little bit, I thought, are teams and stuff you got to look at. But passing is going to be interesting. But that's just a fundamental thing. I see it in high school volleyball now, too. If a team passes well, they got a great shot at winning because you give your setter so many options. And if they don't have a lot of options, usually in high school, you're not stacked as well as a club team.
Right.
So, you're not ready. But yeah, I've just noticed that passing becomes such an important factor. I mean, your setter knowing where to go the ball is key and who's hot. But boy, a bad pass can put a setter in the bind. They come from a setter kid, right? If people say, "Wow, how can it kicking the ball?" I say certain places sometimes you can only put the ball because of where the pass is coming in from, or how it's passed, or you get your eyes system right.
Yep.
So a lot of good things are in there as well, man. So, but that's the way it is. But it's going to be interesting. Like I said, college volleyball kicking off, high school volleyball kicking off, district plays starting. That's going to be where the key is. And there's a few tournaments wrapping up. I know we're in Texas. We have a few tournaments that we're wrapping up this weekend as well. So it's going to be fun just to see where everything kind of shakes out and, who's going to be pretenders when it comes to playoff season. But parents, how you doing? How do you parent? What you got to say, Dad? You about to say something?
Parents? Nah, I mean, parents
Okay,
to
I'm still talking.
parents.
I got back to the parents, but I have every time we're the volleyball dads around, we run the parents and they come up and talk to us. And we tell these parents, calm down, it's early, and stop. I'm gonna tell y'all once again, I'm saying so this, so I might have to say every week to everybody get it. These high school coaches are doing a great job with your kids.
Man, listen.
Stop bashing these high school coaches because they have a lot to kind of orchestrate. And it's not even district. Now in district, you will see a whole different rotation. People, well, they playing this place. And I say, yeah, they playing them now because they might not have the chance to play them in district,
Right.
and they got limited resources. And, kids are going to school and these young ladies play year round. And so sometimes they just mentally want to check out for a while.
They
And too
got they
bad it's
got to
on the
find
game you wanted
a
to be
break.
at.
Yeah, they got to
Yeah.
find a break. Um, I think parents. Well, I would say I think they're getting better, but
Yeah, I think they understand the game a little bit more.
they understand the game, man. But I mean, but once you get in the thick of things and start watching and everything like that, you still find yourself reverting back to some tendencies, you
Yeah.
know, and it's I mean it's hard to do, like hard not to do, um, but you see it so much,
Right.
um,
Right.
and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, because again, they want what's best, but yeah, man, I just I
And I talk to the coaches too, right? And they're, you know, looking at, I mean, especially when you get in high school. So you're in high school level, you're gonna see a lot of the same people and teams over and over and over, especially these tournaments, because it's not like you're bringing people in nationally, right? But you're looking at it and you're seeing some of the same teams over and over and over, and it's just either some internal rivalries or guess what? Oh, they play with club with me and they're friend ball, and some of it is friend ball. But hey, at the end of the day, everybody wants to win and wants to be protected. But you want to make sure your young ladies getting some training because recruiting is still an important aspect we see in all this.
yep.
And although people are not we always say they're not heavily recruiting through the high school area, but some places, yeah, there's a few kids that will get extra looks at the high school season. But the coaches right now in colleges, we know, are focused on their team and who they got right now because, like we just talked about, season kicking off, man, and it's gonna go fast for them too, just like it'll go fast for you. So
Mhm.
um, don't be discouraged if you're not getting emails right back from coaches. They're busy. Still send your films out. Don't create 4 or 5 minute films because nobody's gonna look at it. Put your best plays in your first 30 seconds. I'm telling you, your best plays, first 30 seconds. and keep that video if you could to about a minute 45 seconds, no more than two, as much as you can. And you're still sending videos out, and don't get discouraged on the process. I think it's going to be a big wave of recruiting happening after December, after the portal closes. So, that's when the coaches find more attention, get back to the high schoolers that they haven't recruited, class of 26, 27, and 25 even. Well, 26, 27, yeah, that they're still looking at as well. So we'll see a lot of that as well. We'll see a lot of that. But for you coaches and you parents out there, congrats for those who've gotten kids off the wagon, as we say, of recruiting, scheduling some commitments, and signing day will be coming up. But uh, others out there, just be a little patient. That's what we're telling them. But high school balls, have fun, man. It's a stat builder.
Stack it.
Get the swing, get your assist up kills, get some local press on you. Get your little ranking here and there. Those things are important for the ego.
Stack your, what do you call it? You stack your accolades, man. You
Stack
know,
your accolades, something you can write up on your bios and all that. So, because we know when you get to college, the slate's white clean, you just starting right over.
mhm.
And but find a good fit for you as well. So be patient with that, but also be patient with these high school coaches because they're doing a good job of trying to manage a whole bunch of stuff. And trust me, I was one of those parents. I was one of those parents like, God, Lee, what are we doing in high school? Why is this person playing? Why is this person not playing? What rotation we got? What is this lineup? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, I was one of those parents. So I feel you guys. I'm not pointing the finger. I'm telling you, I was that dude. And but I'm a big Chilean fan. I kind of understand what all they have to deal with just watching it for my fifth, sixth year because with my older daughter plays. So I've gotten to a point where I've gotten a calming state. And for those of you who need that woo shop, this
Join
is
us.
what Volleyball Dad's podcast is for. And if you want to come on the show and talk to just how in your feelings, we get a lot of emails. We know people want to ask questions. They say I can't come on the show because I got a lot to say, and my daughter is this and not recruit. We get it, we get it,
Yeah, I
but
mean, we want you to say it. I mean, this is a safe space.
yeah, it's a safe space as well. Although we have some coaches on here, we have college coaches, as you know, have been tuned into our program as well. They're not recruiting off of Volleyball Dad's podcast, but it's good to get a perspective because sometimes they know that parents get hot, but they do what they're supposed to do. They don't worry about club coaches making certain decisions because they understand club coaches trying to win or whatever they're trying to do. But it's important. But one other thing I want to talk about too, Dame, on recruiting side is it's important. One thing I've learned from talking to parents, it's important that you do your own recruiting. Your kid has to be active in their own recruiting. Don't depend on your club recruiter, high school coach, club coach. Depend on in the sense that you want to keep them informed and keep them active. And if they engage and help you, that's great. But do not sit back and not do your own recruiting. That's the one lesson I've learned. I think I've heard from parents with the most success is that they've helped their kids with their recruiting until stayed on their kids about their recruiting and emails, sending video out. And like I said, so just a couple of points. Send your videos out, get your first best plays in your first, don't put them at the end. And like Coach Walker said, if you're a middle, don't show me you serving because that's not
Mhm.
what you're there for. If you miss,
Oh,
we don't want to see your first highlight is to serve. Talk about ace.
yeah, you got to show you blocking and killing and can move. Yeah, you're right. And,
Right, right.
it
So,
doesn't have to be you.
last thing a coach want to see is somebody serving. I'm telling you. If you got a serving video, you want to show somebody show you serving, that should be the last thing on your video. Serving is not going to get you recruited. So yeah, we want to see you hit. If you're outside, they want to see you swinging the ball or passing in the back row.
They want to see, yeah, yeah. They definitely want to see you
They,
if you can pass, if you're 6 row or what.
yeah. If
Um,
you're a setter, they want to see you setting. And you're right side, same thing. Block. Can you block? Can you transition? Can you hit from the right side? So those kind of little things to say. I just those little tidbits, parents, you don't take it anyway away from the volleyball podcast. You know, in your recruiting videos, get them first good plays up front for your position. Nobody wants to see you serve. I don't care how good of a server you are. Nobody wants to see it the first thing out the gate.
Bruh.
Yes,
And they don't all them little circles and all that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
They don't need none of that. You
None of
know.
that. All
Um,
that. None of that. And you catching a free ball, also not important.
right. Now
That
you're right
is
about that.
fundamental. You're supposed to be catching a free ball. Now, hard dig, oh, and a libero, now that's special. You covering the court, nice, that's good. But free ball, oh no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I'm just these little things gonna help y'all out recruiting aspects as well.
Hey
But once
man.
again, this is Volleyball Dad Tip, Volleyball Dad podcast. Y'all make sure y'all tune into us, send us more video highlights. We're gonna still send some stuff out as we go along. We're now, this is like I said, you'll see this cast or you'll listen to it or see it this weekend after the first real weekend of full volleyball. I think, like I
Yeah.
said, I think everybody's playing, right, Dane?
Everybody's and starting Friday. Every conference, and we'll talk about everyone. I know you guys
Yep.
think that we're just focusing on Power Four or people we
Yeah.
know and stuff like that. No, we're going to cover everyone. So
We're gonna cover
and
it.
again, by all means, email us. We want guests. We welcome guests. I
Yeah,
promise you.
we love. Yep.
We love talking with others and getting their perspectives about the game that we've grown to love. Because
Yes.
obviously we've been around it for quite some time now. So
Right. And your baby's playing.
yeah,
We love to hear about just their experience.
absolutely.
So I've already recruited a group of high school setters that's going to be on the show in a couple of weeks. So we also look for a group of pins,
Yeah,
the middles. Want to
yeah,
talk to them? We're gonna do it by position. So if you got a group about 2 or 3, can't have 20 of y'all on here because we never get that done. Well, about 2 or 3 that want to come on the show collectively, and whether you're all middles or all outsides, or you want a team. Maybe a few of y'all from the team want to come on, DM us or send us an email. Reach out via Facebook or YouTube channel or
mhm,
our Instagram channel, The Dane, and we'll put you on the show. So, but yeah, we
absolutely.
do have a group coming up. We're gonna talk to a few sales and see what they are. Love to
Yeah,
talk to some liberos
yeah.
as well. So if you got
Well, well,
libero, as we
well. Speaking
say in
of, since
the
since we're gonna be having Kevin on, his daughter's a libero, so I mean, we could
yeah.
because it'd be cool to get some from other states as
Shout out
well,
to
and
Kevin.
other
Yep,
regions.
yep.
Um, so yeah, I mean, you guys definitely pinged us. We gotten a few of
Yes.
your messages in inbox and we responded to the
Yeah, we're
emails.
gonna
So
put you on the show. We're gonna put you on the show.
we're
Like I
looking
said, we
forward
back
to
in
it.
action on the regular rotation now. We took a little summer off because we need a break too. We need a break too, but we're here for your listening pleasure. But if it's anything y'all want to ask, talk about, people send us emails with questions in them. And so it was a good question. I do want to ask. We had an email that came through. We're not going to say who it's from, but there was a debate. And let me find this email because I promised we would answer it on the show and talk about it on the
Yeah, we
show.
can talk about it. Yeah, for
And
sure.
yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah,
By the way, shout out to Absolute Volleyball Club out on the West Coast. We like to get y'all on as well.
yep.
But you know, as a parent, and we love our parent, and we're not gonna throw your name out there unless you want us to. So I'm sure you're gonna email me because you'll listen to this. But this email was about uh after volleyball nationals, right? They saw 2 or 3 players got injured in their 18th season.
Mhm.
D1 commits and all, may not play a freshman season. What is your thoughts? And this is what they're asking. So we put that here as a question. Me and Dan gonna talk about and debate a little bit.
Yeah.
Should a committed player risk injury and play the entire high school and club season their senior year? High school and club this senior year, risk injury. So I'm gonna let you start, Dave. I kind of have opinion about it, but that's one of the questions that came through from one of our parent listeners. And actually, it's a good question. I mean, you talk about 18 year, you committed, going to D1 program, you play your 18th year, you play the full high school year, you play the club year. You know, we both have had daughters in that experience you have, and we have one actually doing it too, and who have come off an injury. So I kind of have a perspective. I'm gonna let you start.
Um, anytime they lace up, whether it's practice, game, what have you, there's the risk of injury.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's one of the things that obviously, if we could manage it, no one would ever get hurt. And so, you know, no one looks forward to it. Um, it's one of those things that sucks really bad. I know it can take a toll on one's psyche because no one ever wants to see their child hurt, and the kids don't want to be hurt. And so, I think it depends on the day of the week that you ask me,
Mm-hmm.
because you need reps. I mean, and in getting reps, even if you're practicing, even if you're doing individual stuff, you
Right.
run the risk of injury. That it's always there. Um, and so, it's kind of like, hey, if I wasn't like, I've known people torn their Achilles just walking, not
Yeah.
doing any kind of physical,
Yeah.
like literally took a step and it popped. So sometimes, man, unfortunately, in sports, you can be unlucky, and then you have
Mm-hmm.
some you look at and play forever and never have anything, or just maybe
No,
small
no
nicks
injury.
here and there,
Right.
and so,
Yeah, I think that my perspective on it, I think that you're right. You can't predict when the injury going to happen,
right,
right? And how it's going to happen. So I think it's important that reps, as you mentioned, are important. Getting
yeah,
better is important. And if you feel your kid is getting reps and getting better, that's the most important thing. And that what goes back to that is, are they in the weight room and
yep,
training their body,
there it
right?
is.
Are
That,
you really training your body? Have you learned how to jump,
yep,
how to land?
yep,
That was one thing. So my daughter, came off ACL injury, and I think it's a good time anytime. Hers
yeah,
was right before June 15th of his sophomore year, junior year, going to junior when the recruiting season is really hot.
right,
So you have that issue, and that's not a good time. You talking about
right,
18 year, but by then you at least signed somebody. You know
right.
you're going somewhere. But when you don't even know if
Yeah,
you have everybody take a step now, that's also deflating. So, but I
yeah,
think injuries, what I've learned, at least experience and watching kids, and there's some several kids that can play and will play, injuries will happen, and you just kind of move forward. You
yep,
push your timeline back another year, but fine, you can get work, you get stronger in different areas, and typically you come back stronger and
yep.
you come back better
Because
because of what happens at you. Yeah.
you've learned. A lot of kids, they think that we're nagging when we talk to them about maintenance. Hey, when you get done, now you do your post workout stuff. You do your compressions,
Yep.
do your icing, you do your stretching. All those
Yep.
things matter. You don't just shower and lay down. You do all those
Yeah.
things.
Right.
Your nutrition is extremely important.
Yes.
The kids, like, you really got to feed, like, you don't drive a car on E because you can't. Your body's the same way, and what you put in there. You don't put regular gas in a premium, vehicle because it doesn't
Right.
run properly. Your body's the same way. You don't constantly eat junk food before you get ready to play because you're going to have these dips. And, they think, oh, well, I'm young, but it starts to catch up. So that's why
Yeah.
when these kids get to college and they got nutritionists and dietitians and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they're doing the maintenance. They're doing when they get done, they're doing the stretching. You look at teams when they get done, you look at them in the middle of the floor, they're stretching. They're doing
Stretching.
all the
The
different things.
one they should be. They should
Yeah.
be stretching, right? If they're not,
Good
I've
thing.
seen some teams just pick up bags and haul out the haul ass. But
No.
yeah, you should be stretching after games. Should be stretching before games
Yep.
and warming up those bodies, etc. But
And
we also got to put perspective too. We're talking about a very, very, very small percentage of people. You talking about a gym full with 300, 400, 500 young ladies, and two or three get injured. I
yep.
mean, Yeah, I mean, I can say in any basketball tournament, see the same thing as well. Shoot, people in bowling pull a hamstring.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it happens. And
It happens. But I think you're right. Just I think the bigger picture is to me is that if you go into it thinking you're going to injure it or worried about injury, that's when you're not playing to your full potential.
correct.
And then if it happens, it was just in the cards. But you can. The best news is, I think, is you can recover from any injury, and we see it in college volleyball. There are young ladies who are out, were injured, and have come back stronger, even better, still highly ranked, plus still playing at a high level. So I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. So Big T, I'm sorry, I'm not on your side on this one. Well, I don't know which side of the fence you're on it, but to answer your question, I think that if you're able to play and you're in a competitive environment and you're going to grow and you're doing other things, weight training, stretching, preparing your body, eating right, like Dana said, then yes,
Yeah.
go ahead and play.
Go ahead and play.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
should be fun,
it
especially
is.
senior year in 18. Oh, that should be nothing but fun.
It
I don't know
flies
why.
by
I know they
next
do a
week.
championship. To me, the championship should be somewhere beautiful every year, like Puerto Rico, Miami. I probably won't show up for the game. That's how Stop putting these tournaments in these places nobody want to go for the summer. If
And
it's
then
18th year, let's be having fun. That's what we talk about. Shit, can I go? Put me in some. No, it's probably too cold to live. I mean, someplace I'm gonna have. The parents are gonna have a good time. This is our last. We spent all this money in 18s. Don't send me. No offense to Louisville. No offense to. Hey, send me somewhere where there's a nice beach,
yeah,
waves in the background.
yeah,
I want to be someplace fun. Go play some golf in Aussie, Let's go Scottsdale, go to LA, something. Man. I said, if you go just have these 18s out here and it's for fun, make sure championship in a fun city.
absolutely. Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, you go to Vegas, you're going to spend it a lot if you're a gambler. You
Yep,
know,
go Vegas, at least. For people that don't like Vegas, hey, okay, but hey, just find some place I can have some entertainment. This is your last hurrah.
yeah,
With that
yeah.
said. Well, y'all, Dame, unless you got anything else, we're going to wrap it up for Volleyball Dads podcast this session. We'll see y'all in the next week or so. It'll be Labor Day by the time y'all listen to this on your rides home from your family reunions or volleyball games this weekend that you tune into. A little college football you might be near a break from. Hey,
Mhm.
we here while you working on the treadmill and running. Hope you don't laugh so hard that you fall off, so be careful. Uh, as well. Ride the bike, listen to Volleyball Dash wherever you tune into your volleyball podcast or your podcast, because we're there. We're on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
With that, I
We
guess
we definitely want y'all to tune in.
we're going to tune in. Tune in. All right. Well, with that, though, y'all, we are out to the next set. All right. Peace.
Peace.